Alright guys, what is up? Welcome to a new video. Today, we're going to be looking at my personal top 10 epic moments in Metal Gear Solid. We just hit over 300 subs. Like I said in my last video, that is an insane number for me right now. So thank you guys so much, and I hope you enjoy the video. For number 10, I'm going to have to go with the Metal Gear Solid 2 intro scene where Solid Snake jumps off the Manhattan Bridge and onto the tanker. I remember when I was young, played this game for the first time. This blew my mind and absolutely left me in awe. Now, I hate to rank it all the way back down in the number 10 spot, but in my opinion, there isn't a single non-epic moment in the Metal Gear series. So, I am going to put it at 10, but I absolutely love this scene. Alright guys, before we keep going, comment down below your favorite Metal Gear Solid game and your favorite moment from that game. Anyways, for number 9, I'm going to have to go with this scene in Metal Gear Solid 2. While in the plant section of the game, there's a scene where Solidus fights off all of the different Metal Gear rays. This was an epic moment for me. The soundtrack, the cinematography, environment, and setup was just too epic for me. It's simply just awesome. Okay, for number 8, I'm going to have to go with Snake vs. Ocelot. This scene was the first time we saw Naked Snake's CQC skills put into action. I've rewatched this scene so many times. The music plays as Snake takes out all of the group operatives with his awareness and CQC skills. All of that together made this scene just too epic. It was beautiful. Speaking of Metal Gear Solid 3, for number 7, I'm gonna have to go with the scene where Snake jumps off the dam to go into the waterfall so he can escape Ocelot. Snake is injured after being imprisoned. Snake free-falling into the water was just an epic moment again. There were a lot of epic moments of Metal Gear Solid 3. In this scene, we get to see here why he's actually called Big Boss, and so I'm gonna put it at number 7. If you're a Metal Gear Solid fan, then you know that the scene hit home. Having not seen Raiden since Metal Gear Solid 2, comes back in this scene, and he is not playing games. The fight between him and Vamp was crazy rewatchable, and it's right before Metal Gear Rising: Revengeance. This scene was just awesome, and I loved the fighting. Speaking of Raiden, if you've played Metal Gear Rising, then you know it's an adrenaline rush adventure. I can make a whole entire video talking about all the epic moments in Metal Gear Rising, but that's not what you're here for. So I guess you could say this isn't a scene, rather a combination of scene and gameplay. The ending part of the boss battle where you finish off Senator Armstrong was just an absolute 10 out of 10 experience for me. The music and everything was on top and nothing was missed. If you've played Metal Gear Rising, go ahead and comment down below because I just absolutely love this game. For number 4, I'm gonna have to go with the scene in Metal Gear Solid 3 when Snake jumps into the Virtuous mission off the plane. Wow, what an opening to a game. You could feel the atmosphere of this mission during this scene. The scene is definitely one of the most memorable moments in the series of all time. The music is always a highlight in the series, but right here, it shined even more. This scene is near and dear to my heart. Okay, before we continue to the top 3, here are some of my personal runner-ups that almost made it to the list. If I could, I'd make every single thing I said on the number 1, but sadly I can't do that. For runner-up number 1, we have the scene where Snake finishes off Skullface in Metal Gear Solid 5. Next, when Snake returns after battle in Metal Gear Solid 5 as well. And then lastly, first show off of 3D Snake. Okay, for number 3, I'm gonna have to go with the attack on Mother Base in Ground Zeroes. Now, before you guys go crazy and say, hey, this event wasn't epic, it was sad because we lost everything we worked for in Peace Walker. It's not what you define as epic, real sad, but there are some epic highlights in this battle. When Snake is fighting with his soldiers, there's a lot of emotion, and this just creates an epic atmosphere, which makes it an epic moment. Snake taking down a helicopter with his rifle was just insane. I know it's unrealistic, but it is a game at the end of the day. He's literally called the Big Boss, and that's why. I've rewatched this scene so many times, and it's a scene that's also near and dear to my heart. Number 2, Wyatt takes down the Jet in Metal Gear Solid 5. Man, Wyatt was a beast in Phantom Pain. When you first capture her, P-Quad gets attacked by a pilot. This moment was insane. We really get to see what Wyatt's made of. Her being able to take that shot that quickly without preparation was crazy. This is definitely a highlight. When I first saw this scene, I was in pure shock. It was just absolutely awesome. When we saw this, we knew Wyatt meant business. Okay, I am going to spend some extra time on number 1 because it's number 1. But for number 1, I'm going to have to go with Snake versus Liquid. That's the winner for Metal Gear Solid 4. It's the end. Every Metal Gear Solid game that we've played that's before this, chronologically, all of it builds up to this one moment. Everything that's ever happened led up to this one moment. For longtime Metal Gear fans, this was an emotional, intense, but mainly epic scene. With there being 4 different phases in the scenes from Metal Gear Solid 1, Metal Gear Solid 2, and Metal Gear Solid 3 combined with 4, it just sent you down memory lane. It is definitely the biggest highlight, if not one of them, in Metal Gear's history. Alright guys, that's it for this video. That's all I have for you today. If you enjoyed, remember to like and subscribe. Comment your top 10 Metal Gear Solid epic moments in the comment section below. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I hope you guys have a wonderful day, and I'll see you in the next one.